Really? This many people are interested in this speedrun? Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, how does one form Germany? What are the strategies and limitations? And what exactly happened in that 3.5-hour run? These questions have been plaguing minds since ancient times. Well, lucky for you, fine ladies and gents, I have answers. So stick close as I cover the trek to this glorious conquest of German lands. Part 1. Where to start? First, we must analyze the best way to start, with both what country to use and what start date to start at. To analyze that, let's take a look at the requirements for forming Germany. To form Germany, you must own every one of these provinces with a core, and, on top of that, you must be a country of a certain culture group. Let me just highlight that on screen for your convenience. Armed with that logic, you might come to the conclusion that I originally did. Brandenburg seems the biggest of them. One problem though, HRE provinces that aren't cores give a lot of infamy, and only the emperor can really counteract it. So the solution is obvious. Just be the emperor. Austria. With the start date of 1535, they own Bohemia, making them powerful and close to the land we'll need. And thanks to the culture conversion mechanic, we can get into the correct culture by having the majority of our lands be in the required culture group. Part 2. Our opening move. So now our direction is easy. Just capture the provinces and wait. And wait. Well, waiting 50 years for provinces to core sounds like a fun time. There's one slight problem. Even as the emperor, we can't quite grab them all in one go. But there is a way to get cores without waiting. That's right, a core can be achieved in under 50 years. But to talk about that, we'll need to talk about personal unions. PUs for short. By having a royal marriage with a country of no heir, or an heir with a weak claim, we can claim their throne if we have more prestige than them. How exactly? Through war, of course. Luckily for us, the start dates tend to only have rulers and no heirs attached, meaning we can get really easy claims to thrones. And as Austria, everyone wants to have a royal marriage with you. And even better, Austria gets a good prestige gain, so you'll out-prestige those losers. Now there's one catch. We cannot personal union Magdeburg, who is a theocracy and thus cannot have royal marriages. Now alternatively, you can also get lands for free from unlawful territory. In my run, Poland casually walked in and consumed Brandenburg. Then casually gave me Brandenburg. I was plotting the war to conquer it. Anyways, you got those unions? Good to hear. Now we move on to the boring part. To get our free land, we need to be in the same culture group, check that off, be bigger than the junior partner, easy enough, and then we need to get to 190 plus relations. And finally, we wait. Every time your ruler dies, you'll have a decent chance to automatically inherit the country, which brings them into your fold and automatically makes their province your cores. Part 3. Shouldn't your run have been shorter? At 163 years, you're right. There's a failure in execution on my part. The main one being on how I culture converted. I thought I'd be fine to lose my Austrian lands to the Ottomans, since the Spanish were forcing me to lose against that menace anyways. But they kept on attacking me, giving me the fear that I put into the run's thumbnail. The loss of land ended up hurting my prestige, and the thing about PUs is that you need to have positive prestige to continue them. So I quickly annexed my PU, and then waited another 50 years for it to become my core. So that's a lot of time. Could have also been shorter if I got luckier on integrations. Funny story, in my backup plan for that PU, they refused a very likely message, which is extremely rare. I got the next one in, but only shortly after my ruler died. I nearly had an extra few years thrown into my run over that event. And after that, it was a waiting game, with the hungry Ottomans keeping me on guard as time slowly ticked by. So that's how you speedrun Germany in EU3, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to spend a few hours on a low-effort speedrun, I'd recommend it. Not a bad experience. Speaking of experiences that are not bad, we've recently hit 250 subs, and I'd like to personally thank all of you for the videos of mine you've watched, even if it's just this one. Leave a comment if you like this type of video. These are quite some work, and I'd like to know if there's support for it before I do another one. With that, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful evening. It's been fun.